a chill on the corner of Mercy and May, where the rain writes stories on the window pane. Men in coats trade whispers and names, and no one ever leaves here quite the same. The street lamps hum a lullaby low to dreams that died a long time ago. A kiss means trouble, a glance is a game, and every pretty face has a different name. In dark alleys, time stands still, and every shadow waits to kill. If you're just passing, say a prayer, but if you stay, don't expect to be spared. There's no light left to borrow, and no heroes here tomorrow. Just a girl with a voice and a song full of sorrow in the dark alleys of Noir.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to our Marvel's Superheroes crossover campaign with Marvel Galaxies, featuring the Reclaimers from In the Shadow of Evil and In the Mouth of Madness. Welcome, one and all, to Dark Alleys. You can catch all of the action for our Marvel Superheroes games on Twitch on Tuesday nights, as well as our YouTube channel, and on just about every podcast platform that's out there. Just search for Dreamslayer Studios on any of those platforms and we should pop up. And if you like what you see here tonight, as always, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Every little bit helps us bring you more exciting adventures. And now, let's just jump right into the recap of what happened last time on Dark Alleys. The Reclaimers followed a trail of feathers, whispers, and walking corpses straight into the heart of Harlem, and right into a fistfight with the shadows themselves. The address? Blackwell and Sons Funeral Emporium, a place that reeks of embalming fluid and secrets buried deeper than the graves they pretend to dig. But the dead didn't greet them at the door, not at first. No, something stranger did. A gang, dressed for a masquerade, but ready for war. They call themselves the Night Shift, and they don't talk much, just fists, blades, and malice aimed at the front steps of the funeral home like it owed them money. The Reclaimers held their own, but the message was clear. Stay out. They didn't listen. Inside, the stench hit first. Rot, incense, and something older than dirt. The woman from Mr. Arcane's visions stood in full light and in center stage for the first time. Calypso, priestess, puppet master, queen of dreams and death. Her beat echoed down the halls, and the dead danced to her rhythm again. Now, the Reclaimers find themselves toe-to-toe with the next wave of the damned, in a house built for mourning, but made for war. So, you should already be on the map, and we're going to pick up pretty much right where we left off last time. You have a small horde of zombies heading towards you down the hallway here in the funeral home. So we're going to start off with a round of initiative rolling. And I've got your battle pulled up at the top there if you want to start rolling.
Just to mention that since we were going into danger, I started my daggers of plate.
Spartan has a +3 and I have a plus nothing.
Okay.
I got a +1.
I have a +5.
And good you rolled me.
I did. I rolled a 5 for you that got kicked up to an 8. You moved second.
Yeah, Bombshell's got a +1. If she's using the blade, which she is.
We were having some headphone issues, so Beth and I are not in the same room as we usually are because otherwise our mics conflict. She couldn't find the Bluetooth for her headphones, so she has to be in the guest room.
Gotcha.
So.
Alrighty. Did Johnny fall in while I was doing my little pre-show?
Does not appear to be the case.
Okay. Now I will preemptively state that he is pulling up his shield for Shelley's sake.
Appreciate it.
And since he's not here, I'll give him a little chance to get in. If we want to just move forward in the initiative, we can go to Bombshell to get us started. There's Johnny. He's coming in now.
I seem to have lost my Foundry page.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Well, let me join again.
Oh, it won't let you join again?
No,
Did you close the window out completely?
I don't think so. I
Uh,
usually open and then open Zoom.
Okay, I would probably go ahead and close out the whatever window that Foundry was in, and then reopen it, and then try to rejoin that way.
I tried that, no one let me join. Can you kick me out?
Let's see here. All right, I've kicked you. Hopefully, you'll be able to come back in.
Door's locked, hold on.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello
Super.
and welcome.
Yeah, sorry I'm a little late.
That's all right.
Better late than never.
Over.
Beth's having a little trouble getting back in. She got booted for some reason. So maybe while she's doing that, and Johnny, you just got here. I rolled initiative for you, and as luck would have it, you go first. So if
Okay.
just so you know, kind of what's going on, we are in the funeral Emporium.
Yep.
And you see in front of you Calypso, who you now recognize as the vision that you had in your two kind of scrying sessions, and when you saw the shadow in the alley, she kind of fits that silhouette.
Yep.
So you have to assume this must be the woman that is controlling those zombies that are now shambling down the hallway in your direction.
Right, this is the drummer, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I did you the courtesy of pulling up your shield. So
Okay,
Oh, I have
good. I don't get yelled at for it. That's sweet. Okay. Zombies. Is she banging a drum right now?
she's banging her drum.
Ah, okay. What does the drum look like?
It's basically kind of one of those long, kind of handheld, like I can't remember, like, well, I think it's a Calypso drum, isn't it?
Okay.
Isn't that what they call those?
Does it have metal bands on it?
No, it's all made of wood, and
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the very cylindrical, long drums.
That's
Yeah.
not a
think-
Calypso drum.
That's not Calypso.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, it's wood, bone, sinew, and like twine.
Yeah. The djembe?
Sure, that sounds good.
Sure, maybe. I don't know. Or a conga drum? Well, there's usually.
Ngalabi?
Anyway, whatever. I was
Many.
just asking if it had metal bands so I could try and snag it, but
Yeah, unfortunately, no metal on there that you can see or sense.
okay. All right. Well, regardless, she's banging that drum. We think that has something to do with her controlling the stuff. So I'm going to. How tall is the ceiling in here?
Only about 10 feet.
Okay. Well, I'll hover up about 5 feet. Uh, not so much to get out of their reach, but so I can get a better angle on her. And I will target her with a bolt of bedevilment to try and. What I really want to do is separate her from that drum. So
Apparently, you can't post pictures in chat in Zoom chat.
Oh, let's see here.
I found what looked like the correct picture, but well, at least what I'm imagining you're describing.
yeah, I
But
mean,
I
I think I
can't
have an
paste it.
idea of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, and if I could, I might even want to target the drum. Could I maybe target the drum to kind of, blast it out of her hands?
Yep, you'd need a yellow feat to do
Okay.
that.
All right, I'll try. So I'll move here and, like I said, up 10 feet, and I will try that. So I'm going to spend karma. Yeah, I think that's only going to be a green. Oh, yeah, it is a green. So good. I'll move it to a yellow.
Okay.
I'll spend to get it up to yellow. Because I really want to try and get it out of her hands. Let's see, where's my feat table? Okay, there it is. That'll cost me like just under 30 karma. So I'll blast it. It's an incredible bolt of bedevilment.
All right. Okay, so you hit the drum. She attempts to hang on to it, and it flies out of her hands towards the back door at the back of the hallway there.
Cool.
And the drumming ceases. Unfortunately, the zombies are still moving forward.
Yeah, that's fine.
And is that your only action?
Well, I didn't declare I was rolling multiples. I kind of jumped in. I mean, do you mind if I try and roll for multiple actions?
Yeah, since you just rolled in, that's fine.
Okay. All right, and I use my
And
fighting.
your shield is already up.
Yeah,
he did that for you.
So I hear. Okay, so that will be incredible.
So you're safe from scolding for now.
Yeah, for the moment. All right, and I'll spend karma on that. Oh, sweet. I don't think getting a red does anything for me for incredible, does it?
Well, it would take it up to a kill result.
No, I mean for multiple actions.
Oh, I'm sorry, for multiple actions. I apologize. It would not. Right, yeah. So if you
Okay, well, I'll spend my 10 anyway, because which actually I think puts me in a red regardless, but whatever. So then I get how many? Two or three?
You would get 3.
3. Okay, all right. Well, the drum is like what, somewhere back here?
Yeah, at the very back, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so for my next action, I'm going to use my my energy control, and I'm going to put a glowing green shield around the drum.
All right.
And it is I'm sorry, not energy control, but energy solidification. It's only excellent, but there's an excellent shield around the drum.
Okay.
And for my third action, how dead do these zombies look?
In various states.
Okay. All right. And this is the funeral home, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, well then I'll just blast her directly with a bolt of bedevilment for my last action. So separated from the drum, isolated it, and now I'm going to blast her. Oh, that's a white. I didn't spend karma on that one, so.
How
All right.
unusual.
Well, I feel like I've done enough. I need to leave something for you guys to do.
All right, you should see a little shield over there at the end of the hallway.
do.
Do you see that? Okay.
Yep, mhm.
All right.
Cool.
All right, Shelley, it looks like it comes to you next.
I was just talking about this last week about how Shelly generally doesn't get to go early on in the turn order, and therefore the power stunt that I was going to work up to it never happened. So, as luck would have it, we're going to try a power stunt. Shelly's going to roll up here, and she's going to try. Well, first I'm going to roll for multiple actions because, of course. And I will spend karma on that. It's a good thing, too. I don't know. It's 23 to get to green. Okay. We'll worry about how much exactly that is later. And then I'm going to go ahead and try and do a bit of Sith lightning, as it were, and see if I can grab this this group back here.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're in one area.
They are.
And I'm assuming these guys are not within that one area.
Well, I guess it depends on where you center it. But you've got to hit one of them for the center, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and that kind of like, if I pick one of these, I don't know if this guy, if everybody's.
Let me see here. Do a little circle and see.
So what you're saying is Shelly didn't ask how big the room was. She cast Fireball.
Pretty much.
I didn't ask how big the room was.
Yeah, you can hit everybody.
Cool. All right. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend that 100 karma.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, full on lightning, web of lightning just out connecting everything back and
So
forth.
she cast chain lightning.
Yeah, basically chain lightning. And let's see how this goes. Is that going to be agility, or am I rolling on the power rank?
That'll be agility to hit.
Okay. Karma. Oh, come on. All right, so no good.
All right. Now, your attack will still work on whoever you're targeting, so I'm assuming one of the two there that are up front.
Yeah, guy in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll take amazing electrical damage.
Okay.
How many attacks did I get for a green?
On which column? The Incredibles. You get 2 total.
Okay, and then the I guess the +1 from the Fandrel thing, as long as I'm doing a sword attack.
Yep.
Okay, so how much effect did that have on that lightning blast on that guy?
That guy right there, he is hit
Toasty.
by the shockwave. It freezes for a moment and then slumps to the ground. He is down.
So I think she will probably try to do the same thing against this guy. So I'll roll ranged to hit. And that's a green.
That's another 40.
Okay. And then last one, she just rolls up against this guy and gives him the old slash.
It should do that. How much damage on that one?
She did not charge up the blade for that. So it is let's see. Still monstrous edge damage.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wait, is it no, it's strength level, right? +1 because she's using the blade. So
Right.
it's not strength +1, that's blunt. So amazing damage.
Okay. And he's down
50.
2.
Okay. And that would be her.
All right.
So I
Bombshell's
just
clearing a
can't-
path.
So I just can't get it to branch out.
All right.
Spin on. You got to put spin on it. Like
Mm,
All right, Spartan, you can see now.
Okay.
All right. Bombshell cleared the way for you. Let's see what you can do.
I am going to jump on my horse.
If he can fit through the doorway.
And head for mage and poker.
All right.
I think that a magical
then
Pegasus should be able to
call
smash
Karma.
through the doorway unless they're magically strengthened.
And
Do you want to roll for multiple actions, Spartan?
Yes, please.
and Lizard, your camera's off. Just FYI.
Oh,
I believe the role of Kool-Aid Man will be played by a large Pegasus today.
okay.
Oh yeah.
That's just going to be your raw fighting. So roll on incredible and let me know if you want to spend karma.
I would like to spend karma.
Okay.
It is good.
Good
thing.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. So incredible. That was a 10. Ugh, it's going to be one of those days, huh?
Oh, your camera went off again.
It's embarrassed about the 10.
This time I didn't click it off. I mean, are you seeing me? When
Yeah, I
it's
got you
on,
now.
at
Yeah.
least?
Yeah.
Let me check the.
Now it's
Huh.
off again.
Yep. Off again.
Let me. I wonder if a cat's been gnawing on things. Hold on, I'm going to switch the.
Well, go ahead and make the roll, and then you can work on the camera, so we don't take a big pause.
I'm sorry, I just was trying to figure out the karma required. It's going to be 20.
All right.
So that's a green for Spartan. And so she gets 1 extra action.
Yep.
So it's still her actions though. So
Okay. What you want to do there, Spartan?
Aerate a Calypso.
Pokey pokey.
okay. And that is amazing to hit in melee. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I roll?
Amazing.
$83. That definitely is going to hit. Let's see. Does she have?
It's incredible edged and reduces armor by 2 column shifts.
All right.
I remember Calypso correctly. She barely wears clothes, much less armor.
Yeah, but you
that
know,
is
she
true.
could have toughness or spells or
I
anything
mean,
else.
that's true.
You need to get your Pegasus a horn so that they can aerate too.
A pegacorn.
All right. One more action.
I'm going to poker again.
Okay.
Like amazing, I call karma.
66. All right. And you want to get that up to a red?
Yes,
All right.
please.
Oh, what's interesting is it's showing up as being rolled by Golfaxi. That's why I was confused. Okay, so to get that to a red, amazing, you rolled a 66.
Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be
no.
25 points.
That's also, I think, a dead Calypso.
And Calypso
Very-
goes down.
Ooh,
She can join her buddies.
We probably don't want to kill her. Don't we have a chance to save her, stabilize her or something?
Mm-hmm.
I can heal her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to question her. Other than the whole, actual moral problem, we do need to question her.
I can take care of that without morality. It's fine.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, no.
We got a lot of karma, and I don't want to lose it, so we're going to save her.
We don't have a group karma pool. We're okay. I mean, not
Yeah,
smart.
we
Spartan definitely needs
Yeah.
to save her.
Yeah,
we are fine. You might not be fine.
Right.
All right, Will,
Kill
with
him.
all that karma, what you want to do?
I'm going to spend some karma. And so she's not actually dead. She's just hovering between life and death currently.
Right now, yeah.
I feel like that means she's distracted and isn't going to put up much of a fight. So I'm going to jump into her brain with telepathy
Okay.
and see what I can pull out.
Okay.
Kind of a dick move, I'll grant you, but
It is, however,
on brand.
tactically sound and on brand. Yes.
Okay, so spending karma.
Jeez.
Really? Okay. Okay, so how much do I owe karma-wise?
Yeah, when I roll karma, I like to use the
Remarkable.
ones for the tens place. Just that one.
Yeah, me too. That'd be great. So that means to get up to 36.
Now, you have been on Noir all of your life.
Mhm.
You are familiar with the temperature here on this planet. You are familiar with the weather here on this planet. And you find yourself transported somewhere else. Where this place is hot and muggy, and you see a landscape that you are unfamiliar with. You've heard stories told. There have been visitors from other places. You don't see them very often. They don't come here really, not too many of them come here on purpose. This is not really a vacation spot unless you're really just looking to experience Noir for what it is, the dark, gritty world that it is, like the fellow that Mr. Arcane met at the bar one time, a fellow by the name of Captain Picard.
Okay.
But the first thing that you notice, besides the heat and the humidity, is the sense of color. It's not bright and vibrant, but here on Noir, there are patches of color, when it's important. And that's something that's kind of unexplainable here, but it's just a part of the way of life. It's what you're used to. But here, it's almost as though the saturation has been turned up a skosh, but if we're talking in real world terms, it's down at about 50%. So there's color, but it's a grayish tone.
So everything is vaguely important here.
Yeah, vaguely important, yeah. But there's a lot of greens, a lot of browns, a little bit of gold. But it is still dark. You are in the same star system here. The dark sun is what lights Noir. And you're familiar with a few of the other planets that are here within this system, and by the look of what you're seeing and the temperature that you're feeling, you find yourself on a planet called New, N-E-U, Orleans.
Okay.
Nice.
And you are in a place that would be referred to as the Bayou, on a lone dock overlooking a dank green river that's filled with algae.
Mm-hmm.
And you see two figures on this dock. One of them you recognize as the woman whose mind you are currently invading. The other, a man with dark ebony skin, wearing what appears to be almost like a chicken feather mask with a large brimmed hat, dressed mostly in deep dark blues. And the two of them are in the middle of a transaction.
What are they saying? What are they doing? Can I get that?
They are speaking in a strange kind of broken English that's a little difficult to make out.
Since I'm in her head, can I use her as kind of a translator?
Yeah. The
Okay.
gist of it is I have been made an offer on a nearby planet. The dead are plentiful for us to reap and sow. I ask for you to come with me and be my queen. And time begins to kind of move quickly. You see the two of them going to a small shack within the bayou, gathering things such as bones and feathers and tools of the trade. And eventually ending up back on the same dock. And rather than a ship, a boat coming by to pick them up, you see a starship arrive. Crude, rudimentary, but enough for travel between planets within the star system. And you see the two of them depart and enter the atmosphere of Noir and to the island of Manhattan. You then get a sense of another female presence. You don't get a good glimpse of it. You get more of a description because Calypso has not seen this woman herself. She has only heard what she looks like. But she is tall and has alabaster skin and long flowing hair. Unnaturally white. And she is important. And that's pretty much what you get.
Okay. That's it for me.
All right. Priest.
Okay, I'll go ahead and roll for multiple actions. And I'll call Karma. And I'll bring that up to green.
Okay. And then that'll get you an extra one.
Yeah. Get right there. Okay. And I guess I'll manifest two snazzy light pistols. Light pistols made of light, not light pistols. And do like an equilibrium roll-esque kind of thing out from behind the human tank and start shooting at the zombies that are in my line of sight.
Okay.
So that will be rolling with, let me double check myself here. Yeah, Karma. And that does 40 damage.
The one in front goes immediately down to the floor.
And as he falls, the next shot comes towards the one that's behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and also spend karma with it. And that is also 40 damage.
Okay. And he drops as well.
And that is my go.
All right, Tank. They
Okay.
about cleared the room for you.
Yeah. I think we need to save the human, but first we need to take out that one last zombie. Do I have enough? I believe I have enough move to just do a charge and whap it.
Yep.
Kaboom.
And then that's what I'm gonna do. And I will do my traditional batter up. Damn it. I kept closing the things. And my batter up attack is incredible to hit and monstrous damage, and I am definitely calling karma on this. Boy, was that a good idea. Hold on. 15, yeah. Okay, so that was on the monstrous table? No, it was... Sorry, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here I need to close to be able to see my...
Incredible to hit would be on the incredible table, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, so incredible, and I rolled a 15. So 11 points will kick it over into green. I will
Right.
deduct that.
And that will be enough to splatter him without sending him into Gulfaxi.
Goldfaxy may get a little splattered, which, is not something, Pegasi are not used to being, well, actually, it's a Valkyrie's Pegasus. It probably is used to being covered with blood.
I mean, yeah.
It go factory watchable.
And you did not roll for extra actions at this point, correct?
I did not. I figured there was just one zombie to take care of, so...
Well, you figured wrong because the doors just
Oh,
off
no.
to the sides of
Uh-oh.
the folks there in the back open up, and another swarm of zombies are coming in at these guys from the side. And the first one through the door reaches out and grabs for Priest.
Evade.
I feel like he's seen this flick before.
Ooh, and he got a 96 to
Oh, no.
grab you.
Oh dear.
Okay. 1 second. And that's amazing. And karma.
All right.
I'll bring it up to red.
All right, so that takes him down to shift 0. So you feel his grasp, but pull yourself out of it, so he doesn't make purchase on you. But unfortunately, his buddy next to him is going to attempt to do the same thing, but your evade is going to be anything that he's going to be able to do. So
Thank you, Lord.
he reaches out and grabs at nothing. And his pal behind him does the same, but you are too wily for any of these zombies to actually get purchase. So it rolls a rack around to the top of the next round, and Mr. Arcane. Oh, and there. Oh no, it doesn't actually, because these guys still get to go. Sorry. Will.
We can skip them. It's fine.
We can skip it.
There's a grapple coming your way from one of the zombies. He gets a 47 green to grab you.
I would like to evade.
Okay.
I will spend karma. And I haven't turned back from the fiend, have I?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. So that means I am there.
I mean, you could.
Are you kidding me?
The die roller seems to be liking those.
It does seem to be enjoying that. Let's see, incredible. I need to get to a 35. Or I'm sorry, to a 31.
All right.
Okay, so 15.
And that is just enough for him to miss. Let's see how his pal does. Not so good. He misses. And then the other one goes for Mr. Arcane, trying to reach through that swirling metallic shield he's got around him. Gets a 75 to hit on that one.
Okay, I'll evade 2 because I never declared that.
Mm-hmm.
And my agility is remarkable. I'll spend karma,
Okay.
which is good.
All right.
I'll at least bring that to a green.
All right, so that gets you a -2 column shift, which unfortunately is not enough. He reaches through the spinning metal that's going around you, and it is shearing his flesh down to the bone, but he doesn't care, and he grabs hold and is trying to draw you in. And his mouth is agape, and the metal is starting to hit him in the face as well, and starting to shear away the flesh on his face.
Well, draw me down anyway, right?
Yep, and now it's your turn.
Okay, well, he's right there, and I have this big axe, which I still don't have stats for, but...
Oh, you don't?
Yeah.
I don't know how we missed that. I'm sorry.
It's all right. That's the axe of Angaramus.
Yep.
It's an umbrella.
So it adds... How did that not get on here? Okay, so I know for sure it adds on to your fighting.
Okay.
And I think it's at least a +1, so I'd be rolling on the remarkable column to make an attack on that.
Well, my fighting is now remarkable.
Oh, it is remarkable? Okay, so +1 would be incredible.
And I picked up weapon specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 more column shifts.
Okay.
So 1 more for the axe puts me at amazing.
Monstrous.
Okay.
I'm so
All right.
proud.
So I with my first action, can I swing at him, or has he got me grappled? Do I need to break free first, or?
He has you grappled. But yeah, I mean, I think you could probably take a chop towards the arm.
All right. Cool. Well, I will. You know what? I'll spend karma. Okay, so 50 on monstrous. Okay, well, 10 will get me up to yellow anyway, because monstrous is, yellow starts at 51. So my strength, though, is only excellent.
And I think it gives you 2 column shift on the damage, so it's going to be incredible.
Incredible damage. Does that get him off of them?
It definitely gets him off of you. Chops the arm clean off, and then the shield takes care of the rest of them, and basically puts him into a blender.
Okay. All right, and then this guy.
I'm not washing that.
I have spells for that. And then this guy here was trying to grab at Will, right?
Yep.
All right, so then I'll slide by here. I'll take a swipe at him. Uh,
63
that is yellow.
will definitely hit. Yeah. I'm going to move here just a second so I can get to him.
Sure.
And he's out. I'm just going to go ahead and erase these guys so we get them out of there. There you go.
All right, and then I'll whip through over here to this one probably, and I'll swing at him too. Yeah, I didn't spend karma, so I missed.
Right, so miss on that one. And I don't know, are you on your screen? Does it look like you're right on top of him, or are you off to the side?
I'm in this square here next to him.
Okay, something funky's going on, and I had a problem with the last game.
He's in this one.
Yeah, so he's actually right here on my screen.
Gotcha. Okay.
And how's he look to everybody else?
Full.
Looks like he's
Yeah,
right next
full
to
health.
Will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
zombie is next to the fiend, and
See, I don't.
I don't see anyone else on the screen.
Yeah, let me
Well, I see
refresh
other people,
that.
but I see fiend and no. Now it's Mr. Arcane.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Arcane just appeared right over top of the zombie.
Yeah,
Now he
that's-
moved.
yeah, that's
Mr. Arcane just moved.
that's weird.
I'm
It-
I'm
Mr.
refreshing my. Maybe
Arcane's
it's my
here.
browser.
okay. Yeah.
And zombie is here.
All right.
Yeah.
Did that help, Johnny?
Yeah, refreshing seemed to straighten it out.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, so that works fine.
All right. At least I know that, so I can tell other people when that happens again.
Yeah.
And then, do you have one more action?
No, I have 3, and I use 3.
Okay. All right, Shelley.
Kind of glides back over this way. And bolt of lightning through these guys. I'll spend karma on that. Okay, we'll just spend the minimum, I think. I don't think they're gonna dodge.
No, these are the special Spider-Man zombies.
Right.
And did you say chain lightning on that?
Yeah, that was the stroke of lightning that
Alright.
goes straight through.
Okay. All right, and those 3 go down.
And then she glides around the side. Well, she was going to give him a pat on the shoulder, but he's covered in goo, so that's not happening. She kind of gives him a look like,
Like, aren't you
It's
glad you
messy
turned on your
business.
shield?
mm. And then she'll give this guy a slash with the blade. And that's a miss. Somehow she misjudged the distance. She looks a little annoyed. And then
Probably from the smell from those zombies.
yeah, and then she just shakes her head and makes one last attack at it.
Oof.
Wow.
God. That zombie smells very distracting.
And she just kind of staggers away a little bit, like, my goodness, I can't even. My eyes are watering.
All right, Spartan.
Okay, I'm going to jump off the Galaxy and try to stabilize Calypso.
All right, make a reason feat.
Probably want to call karma on that one.
I'm gonna call Karma, because I don't
Okay.
want to lose Karma.
Your reason is only typical. Unfortunately, none of your sensory abilities would help in this particular case. So just roll typical and
Add
Just
some
to your
karma.
heightened senses, you can see she's been stabbed like a lot.
yeah.
If only someone hadn't stabbed her so many times.
Maybe use the butt of the spear.
They not call Karma.
Yes. And what was your roll there?
46.
I gotta get a new desk that can hold 2 monitors. So 46 on typical. Okay, 10 points will get you into green.
All right, so you pat her on the head and say, "You'll be okay."
They're
and,
there.
And
They're there.
she's not dying anymore.
Good.
Good job.
And that is your action for the round. It does take a full round to do that.
I have 2 actions. Is that the full round
Yeah,
for both
yeah.
actions?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It takes all of your actions up on that.
Okay.
All right, Will.
I guess I'll wander over here, and I'll spend karma and roll for multiple actions.
Okay. That ought to do you.
Okay.
That'll get you your 3.
I'll just spend the 10. And then let's use our Dark Force claws and see what we can do to this guy. That sounds fun. Dooby 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 doo. So fighting, excellent, +2 is incredible. One. I was super excited for a second.
No. Been down that road many times.
So 2 greens, I'm guessing, will hit.
And what's the actions that you're doing? Just
Claw attacks.
slashing. Okay, so
Yeah.
slash, miss, slash, and I mean the first slash just takes his head off completely,
Right.
And then the other one just completely guts him.
And
Oh,
because
lovely.
because the fiend is gross, he will lick the gore off of his paws.
Woo!
Yum.
No.
And at this point, the room, or the hallway at least, is clear. Tank, as the noise kind of the growling zombies kind of dies down, from where you are standing behind the wall that is to your left, right here,
Yep.
you can hear the faint sound of a male voice chanting.
I ask Spartan if she can hear anything better.
And she, with her heightened hearing, can definitely hear it. And
Yep.
he is speaking in French.
Well,
Shantae.
that's almost proof of evil. Is there a is there a door here, or is it just a wall?
Just a wall from where you're standing, yeah.
Before I just smash down a wall in a funeral parlor arbitrarily, I'm going to go over here and see if there's a door.
There's a door.
I feel like you're missing an opportunity for the Pegasus to have its second Kool-Aid
Another
Man
Kool-Aid
opportunity.
Man opportunity.
Right.
That certainly has some possibilities. Nonetheless, I'm going to basically sort of, hey guys, over here.
Are we still
Right.
in rounds or are we?
Yeah, we can still be in initiative at this point.
Okay.
So Tank heard that and made his little move over to that area. In terms of initiative, if we want to continue in that, we would be moving then to Priest.
Hmm.
And Mark, I can barely see you. You're just eyes up there.
I'm a short man.
There you go. Oh, look, we match.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
No, we
nice.
Nice. Rocking the merch.
Well, I suppose it would make sense to begin moving in the direction. I probably will hold on to my actions at the moment, just in case moving down here towards, say, the center area ends up disclosing that there's another door over to my character's right, which presumably could
Up in the
provide
hallway here.
other zombies to attack. But yeah, I'll move there and I'll hold my actions for now.
Okay. All right, Tank, comes to you.
Okay. Now I probably want to wait for the other. I'm going to sort of hold or delay initiative or something until there's some more people here. Because I'm going to smash open the door. I don't want everyone else to have to run in. This is kind of the, I'll break down the door, but I want to see what's behind it. Unless someone tells me that the chanting is getting louder, or there's the sound of a dimensional portal opening, or something that requires an emergency kawam.
Okay. And then that would go to the top of the round with Mr. Arcane.
Okay. All right, then we're going to move something like here. And he said that there's chanting behind this door.
Yep.
Bring my guy with me here. Okay. You ready? He says, and he holds his axe up. Because you didn't take any actions last time, right? You technically still have actions or no?
Yeah, Tank, if you want to go now that you got at least Mr. Arcane there, you're welcome to.
Okay. I will go and I will, as if this were an old school D&D game, kick the door down.
And it gives way with ease. You kick through it like paper.
Oh, that
And
swirly,
I
shimmery
see
thing is not
I see
concerning at all.
glowy stuff. I see coffins, and I kind of see a guy there with a pimp hat, though probably that's not what it's supposed to be.
So what you see is let's see here. I lost my spot. Okay, so you kick the door down and walking, just barely stepping into the room, you can feel an extreme drop in temperature. It's colder than a banker's heart and smells like formaldehyde and failure. Those things that you thought were coffins, they're actually steel slabs. And
I see skeletons.
yeah, lying on top of them are bodies. Some missing eyes, some with their chests that are open, and tools and voodoo type paraphernalia scattered across the counters like instruments after a discordant symphony. And in the far corner, there are two zombies in iron cages, and they're moaning low like dogs who are just remembering how to beg. Standing over one of the corpses, one hand raised high and his cane glowing faint green, is a man dressed in a long funeral coat that has seen better days. His face is painted like a skull, and the whites of his eyes are gone. Only black pits remain. And he's got this long feathered cap on his head. And he's speaking as you enter. Rise, my children, rise! They come to thwart the queen of demons. For her will kill them or die once more.
Okay. All right. That's my cue.
And Tank's still got his actions there. You haven't rolled for extras just yet, Tank. Do you want to take advantage of that now?
Yes, that would be a good idea, and I'm definitely calling karma on this one. I do not have permission to execute remarkable. All right, I got to do it from this board. Green. How much would it take to bring that up to a yellow? That was remarkable. 38. Yeah. It would take 30 or so points to bring it up to a yellow. I'll just take the green.
Okay. All right. So that gets you one extra.
Okay. Well, since he is obviously the bad doobie, I'm going to do what I usually do and charge into trouble.
And as you do, you see those bodies on the slabs beginning to rise.
Then I will probably pull up short, not run by them, and just sort of kerwomp this one into some urn here or some kind of big brass thing.
All right.
Pardon?
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kerwomp, and that's gonna be a incredible to hit. Okay, we'll call karma on this, which is a good thing.
My goodness.
Well, I'm happy to say, not for your all's sake. Yeah, I mean, even though you tore through those zombies pretty quick, they were pretty weak. But my last session, my players were rolling great. And I really wanted to do some damage to these guys last time. And so you're making me happy by rolling low. So just keep it up.
I mean,
You're-
you know,
Okay,
I'm
well,
doing my
you're
best out
welcome.
here.
And that's
I don't like that, but okay.
monstrous damage.
Monstrous
So-
damage.
Sure.
Okay. Well,
And it should be a
unfortunately,
good-
you don't send him into the urn over there on the side.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He just splatters around your forearm.
Ugh.
The low rolls are your
I'm
birthday
gonna have
gift.
to go to, the laundry, get this stuff cleaned. I think they charge a nickel extra per zombie.
And one more action.
Okay, I thought the move and the slam would be an action. Okay, well, so you see these are big metal slabs, and is the zombie on the slab or standing next to it?
He at this point is still on the slab.
Then I'm going to upend the slab and flip it end over end, hopefully, taking the zombie with it.
All right.
So that's probably just a raw strength check.
Yep.
Okay. I will again call karma on this one.
Oh, yes. Yes,
What
good.
the heck is
We're-
going on?
We're gonna eat
Hopefully
up that karma.
hopefully a green is enough. 12 points of karma will take it into the green.
All right. So you send that one flying. He goes flying off into the wall this time with the slab in hot pursuit, and it squishes him right up against the wall.
Okay, and then I kind of do the "I got my eyes on you," pointing to the guy in the funeral coat and feathered hat.
All right, Mr. Arcane.
Sure. So is he in the act of casting a spell actively, or is it done, or?
Your feeling is he has just completed it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So no counter spell there, but okay.
Yeah, you got to be within 60 feet anyways to do that.
I've got better range here. Okay. There's tank. Okay, well, you know what? I'll just first blast him with a bolt of bedevilment. This guy who we don't know is named Black Talon yet, but yeah, I won't call karma. Okay, well, it's green.
All right. And how much damage does that do?
It's incredible.
Okay. All right, so you hit him with the bolt of bedevilment, and you see it ringing true, like almost dead center on this guy. And when it hits, it dissipates into a cacophony of black feathers.
Gotcha. Okay, something more powerful. So he's got some kind of protective barrier. Gotcha.
Seems to be.
Okay, all right. In that case, I will change tack and okay, so I'll let's see. So that was a personal spell. I don't think I can do an entreaty in the same round.
Yeah, I think that's one going to be one full action.
So in that case, I will. These guys here are chained in cages.
They are in cages, yes.
Okay. All right. So in that case, I'll zip over here. Is that far enough for me to charge with my axe?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'll like bolt through the air with my axe and then take a swing at this guy, this zombie. Now, would I use my endurance because I'm charging, or would I just attack with my axe?
If you're attacking with the axe, then yeah, it has to be just a straight fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. I don't want to miss, so I will use karma. Okay, well, that's a yellow. To get that to a red.
All right, and you swing with
Sure.
the axe as he is getting up, and you cleave him in half at the torso.
Okay.
And the top half of the body falls off of the slab, and the legs are just kicking wildly as though they're still alive.
Okay, well, I mean, I've still got one more, so I'll slide over here and give another one. And sure, I'll use karma again. All right, I'll just spend the 10.
All right. And that's enough. You come crashing down on his head, and it stops about midway right at his nose and splits his head clean open.
The ancient one was right.
All right, Shelley.
Okay, how far can I move at
You got
full flight?
15 squares, which in this map would be let's see,
One area?
2, 3, 4, 5. It would be 60 feet. No, I'm sorry, 90 feet total.
Okay. 90 feet is standard 3 area movement?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if she is using her flight, then she has no problem getting through there.
Yeah, that's why I was flying. I've got, I
Yeah.
can move like 9 areas or something.
Yeah, I think I just have 7, but that'll be plenty to get in there.
He has some kind of shield.
Yeah, she saw, but she's not sure that it's gonna matter against the Pharaoh Sentinel. So she kind of like alights off of the ground and just streaks right through above the tables and stuff, like kind of almost along the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and just alights next to this guy.
Okay.
Says, "Hello," and brandishes the blade briefly before attempting to relieve him of a few body parts.
All right.
All right, so we've already got 3 because of extra attacks we rolled before. So I'm not gonna bother with karma. We'll let the dice make the decision.
Oh no,
All right.
the dice thought about it.
Yeah. They're not on my side.
No.
Yeah, so do I get chicken feathers or do I get blood?
No, you hit. How much damage does that do?
That is going to be 50.
Okay. And you did call karma or no?
I did not.
Okay,
I
well,
decided specifically to let it rock.
Let me see. You might have missed.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
no,
he dodges.
He was dodging, so he's not evading, so it is going to hit.
Okay.
So, and you said 60?
50.
50. Okay.
Yeah, she didn't charge it up.
How?
All right, and then you have one more action.
2 actually.
Okay.
So after she stabs him, just gives him a smile and hits him with a kick. No karma.
49 should hit on the amazing. Yep. And damage on that?
She is wielding the blade, so that is still amazing damage.
Oh, okay.
She's not using the blade on him, but she's holding it. She gets a +1 to strength. So.
All right. Let's roll endurance for this guy. Okay. Yeah, he goes down.
Oh, I think I may have broken something important. Let me check on him.
Now, does
Next
he look
turn.
human or does he look undead?
No, he looks human.
Okay.
I mean, you know, minus the unfortunate angle of his neck right now. We'll straighten that out.
He's just leaking a little. It's fine.
All right, Spartan.
Okay, I jump on my horse
No, no.
and I
Right through the
come
wall.
into the room.
All right.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Hey, Kool-Aid! Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we can see everything. Hold on. Here, I assume moving is one action.
Nope. So move doesn't count as an action as long as you're still within your move. Did you go through the wall or did you go through the door?
Through the wall.
Door.
Through the door.
Oh, you went through the door. Okay,
right.
I thought you went through the wall.
So, with that
No.
in mind, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Well, and Golfaxi was the one that was moving. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
still have free reign pretty much in the room. So,
Okay, I'm seeing where my various targets are.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you can always throw the spear, and if you don't have to actually move to get to them, or you can have the horsey move. That works.
Here and poke the zombie here,
All right.
and I call Karma.
Okay, with your Ghost Bane, amazing to hit in melee and incredible damage. And you're calling Karma, so amazing.
Good thing.
No, you already got a yellow, so I mean that's the amazing level. Yeah, if you already called the Karma, so it's going to be a red.
All right, and you spear him right through the face. And he goes down.
And a bad day, this is good.
It's a bad day to be a zombie.
And then do you have another action?
And I will then throw my spear at the zombie.
All right.
Just don't roll a 1.
And
Please
I
don't
call
miss.
Karma.
Although it would be turnabout. I did shock you that time.
Yeah.
And that time,
Okay.
that other time.
So amazing again. Oh no, monstrous! You're rolling as a thrown weapon, monstrous.
Yeah, and I called Karma.
Yeah, you just gotta make the roll. All right. Holy smeg!
Nice.
Oh, sucks
Still
to
have-
be a zombie.
You still have to spend the karma, but nonetheless, wow, she's getting good
And
rolls.
bad day.
As long as one of us is.
Right.
Yeah. I remember when we were playing back in San Francisco, you'd come into was it Chuck and Dave's apartment, and you'd be like, I want to kill
something. And a very bad boss.
And you impale that zombie to the slab. And aside from the 2 zombies that are in the cages that Black Talon never got to release, the room falls pretty quiet, except for those 2 zombies that are growling in the corner.
I'll come join everyone.
Hey, Chris, can I try a different power stunt? I know you can't try the same power stunt
Yeah, you
in
can.
the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, remember a while ago I tried to do the defibrillator
Oh, right.
instead
Oh,
instead of using my reason to
Uh-huh.
save somebody's life.
Yep.
I would like to try the defib on the
Okay.
guy.
All right.
I
So-
still want him to turn into a charcoal brick.
I don't see how this could possibly go wrong.
So can I roll? I would roll with my power then, right?
Uh-huh.
Come
All right.
on, crispy critter.
No, we don't. want that.
Obviously, I have to spend the 100, and I am also calling karma. Oh, come on.
He loses 1 rank of endurance.
Oh, no. Too much. She's like, just a little. Oh, no, too much.
Bombshell, are you torturing that dead guy?
No, I'm trying to save him. Leave me.
I can.
Yeah, you should do that.
I mean, it'd be faster just to stab him.
Be faster to stab him. I will reach down and I will just heal him a little.
Hank will reach down and electrocute him because he feels left out.
Yeah, like, hey, I
can do that too.
Others.
I'll be
Right.
right back. I have to go check laundry.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the verbiage. Anyway, I'm going to use healing others on him, which is under life form control, maybe?
It's been an expensive combat and not for the normal reasons.
Where is that power? Well, maybe it's in the magic book. It is. It's in the magic book. Sorry, I've got powers from different places. So.
Yeah.
All right, here we
Many
go.
different
All right.
books.
Magically heal others, universal, blah, blah, blah. Touch the character, spell rank, feat roll. Okay, cool. All right. I will try and heal him enough to keep him from dying. Well, I mean, I could just make a reason check. Do we want him conscious or not?
I mean, doesn't need to be conscious.
If
What?
we want to ask him questions, he does.
Can
Not
read his
really.
mind when he's
That's the thing.
unconscious.
Yeah,
All right,
we can
I
totally read his
will
mind.
spend karma to make sure this works. Because it's been a night. Yeah. All right, I'll get that to a green.
While he's doing that, I would like to probe through this guy's brain without his consent.
All right.
I will also spend karma.
Okay.
He's having unpleasant
Oh, there
thoughts
you
about
go.
the electric
98.
chair right now.
Oh,
I'm good.
there you go.
Visions of old Sparky dancing in his head.
And Mr. Arcane, you heal him with your karma expenditure and at least stabilize him.
Yep.
And keep him unconscious for now.
Yep.
Fiend.
What about Calypso?
What's that?
What about Calypso? I turn to the others. What about the woman?
Oh,
And Beth stepped away, but yeah, she
Stable.
stabilized her as well.
Okay, and for good measure, I will use my energy solidification. It's a simple construct. I'm just going to bind his hands together.
Okay.
So I just need a feeble feat. So I will.
we're in Noir. I'll add a.
So
Dark
that
Horse
is a
ball
white
gag.
for excellent, but it's actually just a feeble.
Mm-hmm.
So what's 31 on feeble?
Oh, on feeble?
Feeble's the difficulty, though.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, never mind. Well, it just needs a feeble feat. So
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can hand wave that. I mean, that's no problem. You can bind him.
so I
no
bind.
problem.
Basically, I just bind him.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to resist. So Will, you enter into this man's mind, and
Be right back.
you find yourself back in that little shack on New Orleans. And standing in the shack with his back to you, you see the man that was lying at your feet moments ago. And there are candles flickering here in the shack, casting shadows on the wall that, like your dark force, seem to have life of their own. And without turning to acknowledge your presence, he says, "What you doing in my head, white boy?"
Oh, interesting. Well, while everyone else was attempting either kill you or save you, and it's really difficult to tell which was which, I thought we could take a moment to have a conversation and try to figure out exactly why it is you're here in Noir to begin with.
You think you won?
No,
You chasing shadows
I
in
know
a
all about
city.
chasing shadows.
Mm, this
What
is a
I'm
city
saying
made
is-
of shadows and smoke.
Exactly. Which is why what I'm saying is I don't know that we necessarily need to be at odds. What is it you're trying to accomplish? It might be something that I'd be interested in, that we'd be interested in.
What you seeking?
Same thing everybody's seeking: wealth, money, power.
Then we are
Control.
not so much different, you and I.
I didn't think that we were.
The "we are not so different" speech. Classic. Absolutely classic.
You come into my parlor and you take away my children. Why you come for me?
Well, I think that you may have had some peripheral damage. Someone important to somebody who is a friend of ours went missing. We're trying to find her. As far as, zombies, shadows, monsters, it's Noir. People die all the time. I prefer for people not to die who matter.
Nobody matter in the whole grand scheme of things. You know
I'd like to
that.
think everybody matters to themselves, and their value is entirely dependent on what important people assign to them.
Oh, that's precious.
Ain't it though? So
But
what I'm getting at,
I feel that darkness inside of you.
I feel like the darkness is right on the surface, not real hard to miss.
Mm. And that's not the darkness speaking. It's the man that's inside.
Not really much difference.
So you say. I say different.
Other people have. Other people have been wrong.
My body's still alive outside. I can feel it. You
For now.
haven't killed me yet.
Yet.
Look, I was
I-
trying to help.
I love when Will doesn't have like anybody else like he's like for now. Oh,
So what you want me to do, huh?
I want you to tell me what it is you're after.
Why I do that? You gonna kill me?
If you don't, I will.
Well, then that's good for
Well,
me.
not kill you. I think I'll take you home. Give you a nice little tour of the Dark Force dimension. Let the shadows tear at you for a while. Drink off that life force.
All right.
It's intoxicating.
I'm gonna have you make a like a reason roll.
Okay. I'll spend karma.
Ooh,
I like my odds.
Jesus.
not good for him.
Not by much though.
Good thing you spent karma.
Right?
Yep.
Let me say. Oh, poop! I closed it. Open up my universal table again. How much do I owe anybody?
Oh, let's see here on the
Oh,
An
what do you
incredible
need?
table.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Green is 31.
Oh dear Lord. Okay.
Oh, you dance.
So 17?
You
18.
dance with oblivion.
18.
I dance with who brought me.
I've been in that place. You threatened to put me there. Maybe I'll do a little bit of talking. That's one place Desmond Drew don't want to go. I felt a calling to come to this place, this Noir. I don't know the work I could do in New Orleans. Here is new opportunities. I don't know where the call came from, but I felt a calling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something calling me. Been here for a while. Then I get the letter. No signature, just a time and a place. The place called the Inferno Room. Not the front, not the one that you see with the velvet ropes and the jazz band. Behind it, the real club, where the red wine's blood and the deals cost more than money. They call it in secret the Hellfire Club. She make me a proposition. Seen it in her eyes, like two wells filled up with snow, skin like porcelain dipped in moonlight, hair as black as pitch. She the one who hire me. I collect the dead for her, the ones who passed on, sure, but the ones that ain't dead yet. Say she needs hosts. Say she be gathering her brood. And they
her
were coming
brood.
home.
Will describe the missing woman that Felicia Hardy asked us to try to locate. Would she be one of these people who you took to her?
Oh yeah, the naked dancer. Yeah,
Yeah.
she be one of them. One left by the wayside. That's what she want. The forgotten one.
How do you know what she's doing to them? Better not to ask.
Every man and woman I sent her way, they were just empty houses. Say her children be looking for homes to rent.
Interesting. Okay. So, would you prefer to go home, or would you prefer to have us leave you here where you'll probably end up incarcerated?
You can do what you want with me. You can kill me, you can bind me, you can send me to this dark force dimension. It don't matter. She already here. Her roots run deep. And when her children wake, this island won't be the dirt. It'll be buried under.
So you're saying you'd rather go home then?
I'd rather go home,
Okay.
not to your place.
Right. I'm offering you an option on where you end up after this conversation.
Because I failed the Queen of Demons, it'd be better I go home. I don't want to
Understood.
be here.
Is there anything else that you can think that would be helpful for us when dealing with this Queen of Demons?
I don't know, perhaps you want proof of what I'm saying. Maybe you don't believe me, huh?
I feel like I'm in your head, and I have a pretty good feel for whether or not you're telling me the truth or not.
You go to my desk in the office of the Emporium.
Mm-hmm.
You find the letter there that she sent to me. It's written in blood. Then you have your proof. You can show it to your friends. Then they believe you.
That might be a more important thing. Some of them aren't as trusting as they used to be.
Can't imagine why.
Trusting of who? Whom?
Be careful of that demon inside you. He gonna get the better of you someday.
Well, jury's out. Demon. Does the demon get the man, or does the man get the demon, or is there any difference between the two?
You got a
One of
point
life's
there,
great
friend.
mysteries.
You got a point.
Okay, Will remove
Have to
himself
perform
from
an
his brain.
exorcism on Will. Demons out.
Yeah, this man and the woman are both from a different planet, New Orleans. He said, I saw in his desk, there's a letter that was written by someone from the Inferno room. There's an area in the back called the Hellfire Club. The person who's behind everything is there.
And he has a
And-
contract with this person?
In his head, he thinks of her as the Queen of Demons.
The Queen
People
of
are being
Demons.
kidnapped and brought there to serve as hosts for her brood, whatever that means.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure these two don't come back and bother us again. I'm going to send them back to the planet they came from.
Oh.
Now, what is your range? Well, I guess, I mean, if you take them to the Dark Force dimension, you can pop them out just about anywhere.
That was kind of my thought.
Yeah.
So I'll bring them to the Dark Force dimension, then dump them in the cabin that I saw in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
That should be enough to go to.
Now, Chris, is this the guy I knew as Desmond Drew?
If Priest comes into the room, he can verify that for you, because he's seen him in person.
Because I knew that Desmond Drew owns the place. This is Blackwell, right?
Right, but I don't think you ever actually saw the guy. Priest,
Yeah, I just knew of him.
Yeah, you knew of the name, but that was about it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
We can say that priest heads that way. I think the priest would have been clearing the other rooms
Mm-hmm.
to the north.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything else was clean.
That's great. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Mhm.
Running around by myself.
You trigger another encounter of 12 zombies.
So, yeah, he comes in and he would be able to know if it was the person he had originally interacted with or not.
Well, before you send him anywhere, Will, let's just search him.
Sure.
See if he
I'll-
has
I'll go search the woman.
anything.
Do I just put them down? She motions to the zombies in the cages.
I think so.
Okay.
I
I
don't have
think
the ability
think leaving one alive for experimentation might not be the worst idea.
to. No.
Oh, okay.
What do you?
No.
Experimentation. What do you mean?
To try to figure out how to counter them more effectively.
I hold up my. I have a
Right.
great plan.
Right, but not everyone has one of those, and we don't know how many are wandering.
Well, I mean, there are.
Spear seems to work.
I mean, I can't return them to life. I haven't considered trying to. That wouldn't be powerful enough.
Is there something that you could do on a wide scale to put them all down? If you had one to
Well,
work on?
Okay, well, let me ask this question. So, Chris, at the end of our last campaign, I was given the Book of Vishanti.
Yep.
Do I still have that?
Yep.
I could do some research. I could do some
So-
research.
And having one of them around to do research with might be useful, yes?
So dangerous to leave them here, though.
It's in a cage. They're certainly not picking a lock.
Well, I see your point.
And the cages are not bolted to the ground, so
Oh.
Tank
Oh,
could
they're-
maybe throw them on his shoulder.
Portable cages.
Yeah, I can do that.
Are any of them alive or not decayed enough to identify them? Because there are a bunch of missing persons cases.
Yes, probably so. Yeah.
Well, we
Not
should
identifying.
probably.
From the sound of it, a lot of those missing person cases may be in the Inferno room.
Well, they may be, but I mean, we were told by, oh, geez, the two detectives that there are a bunch of missing person cases. And
It's
if nothing else, it would be nice to
It-
be able to say, hey, we found them. Unfortunately,
It's Noir. People
Yeah.
get swallowed by the shadows all the time.
yes, but that's where we come in to try and bring a little, and
Reclaim
he
them.
like makes a gesture and bring a little light.
Bringing a little light's not really my thing.
I know it's mine.
Or it might be mine.
And his.
Yeah, and his. Yes.
I mean, he really made light work of those zombies.
Sorry, sorry, Father. Didn't mean to step on your territory.
No worries.
We serve different masters.
Bombshell, you get 10 karma points for that terrible pun.
Thank
that
you.
was
I need
awful.
it too. We've spent a lot of karma. I'll keep them coming.
But yes, it is possible. I do have, well, a powerful tome that may give some insight.
Okay.
Perhaps there's a ritual there.
My preference would be that we get rid of these two before we move on the Hellfire Club / Inferno room, just so we're not looking over our shoulder.
Okay.
I can go deposit them back where they came from and be back very shortly.
Oh yeah, Calypso and
Mhm.
so Priest, is this Drew or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Okay.
He's wearing his garb's a little bit.
Revival.
That's an eccentric garb. Oh, yeah, that's
What
him.
kind of feather
What
is
a
that?
revival spell?
Chicken.
Not the one in his hat. I haven't seen no chickens that color.
No, not that kind
Big,
of
it's a
revival.
big chicken.
I think those are, how do you say it? Ibis?
Ibis. Okay.
I was just picturing Chicken Boo from the Animaniacs, honestly.
And now, Chris. Will said the Queen of Demons. Does that mean anything to my occultist or?
It is vague enough for you not to be able to really recognize who it could be, because that's probably in reference to just about any female demonic figure.
Or redhead.
Yeah.
I can think of 4 off the top of my head out of character.
Oh
that,
yeah.
that it could refer to.
Or
so.
like any redhead. So
I had one of those.
I am married to one of those.
So
All right. Okay, so I guess we'll dispatch one of them, one of the zombies, and I guess when you get done ferrying those two, I don't especially want to move this through the streets. You could deposit that back at the club, Will?
I can do that.
Guess we could also look for that letter that he was talking about.
Sure.
Inside
Yeah, we
the
can go
desk.
find his office. I guess while Will's doing that, we could go find the office.
Mm-hmm. So with a little... Oh, go ahead.
We should probably call the cops and direct them here.
Once we're done.
Yeah.
Well, we'll call our contacts.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
The 2
Safety
cops, not the
and
regular
Watanabe.
cops.
Yeah. What were their names again?
Stacy and Watanabe.
Watanabe.
Or
Not-
Yuriko. I think
Not
was her.
Heckle and Jekyll. Okay.
Watanabe. Okay.
Well, with a little exploration, the funeral home is not that big. You're easily able to come across his office, and it's up in the northern section of the building. Simple, quaint tile floor, linoleum tile, and a large desk inside. And rifling through the desk, you easily kind of come across what appears to be what he was talking about, and it's a letter sealed with, well, originally sealed with wax. The wax has been broken, and you open it up, and you can see in dark red letters a letter that is addressed to the one who commands the dead. And it reads, "The soil of this city is thick with bones and memory. I require both. The dead will answer your call as they always have, but I ask for more. I seek vessels, bodies with breath still in them, skin that pulses, eyes that once knew hope. They must be collected, made ready to house those who return. You need not know their names, only that they are mine, my brood. In exchange, I offer safety in my shadow, power in my name, and favor, should you live to see the world reborn in flame. Come to the place where fire dances in crystal and velvet. Enter through the mouth of the inferno, but speak your reply where no eyes can see. A woman in white will be watching.
Okay. So this is the contract. So I want to try something dumb, and I want to use well, basically thaumaturgy, but how do you say it? Gramarye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gramarye. To see what I can pick up from this contract, this letter.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, this is probably fine. So I'm going to touch the letter, and I'm going to try and use that, and so I will spend karma, spell, feat, rank. Okay, all right, yep. Remarkable. So I'll spend karma.
Oh, no, you won't.
That's beautiful. Not on that, I won't. Not with
Wow.
it.
So remember what we
2,
said,
2,
what could
3,
possibly go wrong?
4 whites in a row. That's awesome.
And you said no karma, right?
No, I spent.
you
I
did.
said I was going to spend karma,
Okay.
but on a 1, can I?
Oh, it was a 1.
Yeah.
It didn't appear
Yeah.
on mine. Yeah, I see it now. So okay. On a 1, I'm gonna have you make a psyche feat.
Yep, there it is.
Can I spend karma on that?
There it is.
Yep. Yeah, there it is.
Do you
Can I
have
spend
resist
karma on
domination?
that?
But that's okay because the only other telepath isn't there anymore because I'm busy.
I have
so-
mental barriers. So if I can spend karma, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. Anything possesses you, I'll shock it out of you.
All right. 48. I'll bring that to a yellow.
All right. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do.
Spend karma for a bad guy.
No, I'm doing a private roll.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I don't like this.
It's bad.
Oh.
Bad. Okay. It's bad.
Okay.
Did that appear for you guys or no?
Yeah,
It shows
question
up
marks.
as 2
Question
question marks
marks.
on dice. It was
All
kind of
right,
awesome.
good. All right.
Spooky even.
No, that was only 10 for me to do that, but whatever.
And now it
Well,
shows
20,
up as just
I
a
did
lot
say I
of
was going
question
to spend
marks.
some.
Okay, so you've got the letter, and you're casting your spell to kind of see what you can see.
Uh-huh.
And what you see is a hand that juts
Oh no!
out of the letter
Uh-huh.
and reaches into your brain
Oh.
and
Okay.
sinks its claws in.
Uh-huh.
And you take 100 points of damage.
Oh my god!
I am barely standing.
What everybody else
Do-
sees
yeah.
outside is you see him just kind of waving his hand over top of the letter with a little bit of green energy. Simple spell. And then all of a sudden, he just drops. Make an endurance feat for me, if you will.
All right, I'll spend karma on that too.
Oh, that's all of your health too, isn't it?
No, I have 110 actually.
Oh, 110. Okay, yeah, because of your
my updated
all right.
fighting.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 81, 91.
Okay. So
Does this token eat any of that?
you're not dying. Does his
Okay.
what? No. Well, it might. Yeah, it might.
what?
How much is you've
It's
got?
like 15 points, I think we have.
Yeah, so you can soak 15 of that.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right, so I've got 25 health.
Woo!
And he drops to his knees and just begins to convulse.
Oh,
Yeah, that ain't good.
Walk over.
at all.
Shelly's gonna go to his side and hug him and be useless.
And Mr. Arcane, you hear whispered into your ear, I see you, mage. Your powers would allow me to bring all of my children back. Come to me.
I don't know that I'm in a state to reply to that, or if she could even hear it, but he'll say, "Oh, I'm coming," and the Vishani are coming with me.
And make another psyche feat.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do I get to use any?
You can use karma.
Okay. Does my crown help me at all? Resistance?
Ooh,
Mental
does,
resistance?
does resist
Yes.
domination help him?
Yes.
Okay, so then that puts me at like Shift X.
Okay.
I'll still spend karma, though.
Yep. It feels like the right thing to do.
Good.
Oh, for the love of
Oh
God.
my god.
Good. I'll make it a green.
Oy.
That takes me what 10 karma. So
Mr. Arcane.
yeah.
Shelly is there kind of cradling you, just trying to make sure you're okay. And Shelly, you see him kind of come to all of a sudden, and he looks at you and he says, I'm sorry, darling. And he disappears in a waft of green energy. A teleportation spell.
Okay.
Okay, so we
Will's got to get back and be like, where'd everybody go?
okay. So yeah, she stands up and do I know where this Inferno Club is?
You have heard of it. You know where it is because of the whole circuit. You know,
Right,
you
right.
yourself have never actually performed there. It is definitely an elite club invitation only. You and Mr. Arcane are very familiar with it, but neither of you have ever actually been in there.
Gotcha.
It has a
How
bad
far?
reputation, I would imagine, right?
Right.
Or a dangerous reputation, at least.
Not dangerous, but
Elite. For
elite.
people with more pull and more money than us.
Yeah.
Which that's saying something, because I feel like Mr. Arcane's got a pretty decent amount of respect. Well, at least in certain circles, anyways. Maybe not the same circles.
Respect and money are two different things.
Yeah.
Fair.
Very different.
Yep. Okay. So how far away is this place?
It is back in upper Manhattan.
So I need to call cab.
Or wait for Will to get back.
Oh, or wait for Will. Will can take us right there, probably.
You can
Okay,
fit.
yeah, that's faster.
Has Will been to the Inferno room?
We don't. I never did actually. I think put popularity on your sheets, did I?
I think it's just the
Yeah.
the
Oh
room.
yeah, we do. Yeah. So
Shelly's got popularity, yeah.
You've got excellent popularity, right? Shelly, what's
Yes.
yours?
Excellent.
Excellent as well. Okay, well, both of you, why don't you go ahead and roll on your popularity and see what we come up with. No karma. Fiend got a green.
absolute middle of the road.
Shelley
Nope.
and a white. So Shelley, you have been kind of hoping for an invitation for this place, and it's never come. To sing, obviously.
Yeah.
And Will, you're a bartender at a competing club.
Mhm.
You have some wealth from all the stuff that you have collected, but your name has not really been passed around in the proper circles to get you in.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's really in character for Priest, but
Yeah.
he has excellent popularity as well.
Okay,
So I'm just gonna ask.
here's the question. Would Priest go to a place called the Inferno Room that is, from its reputation, basically based on Dante's Inferno?
Priest probably would not go there unless it was to minister to someone somehow.
Yeah, and they
As part
definitely,
of
the bouncers would not let you in.
That's bad for business.
That is
Yeah.
completely fair.
This is.
But they would
our
be very
business is
kind to
drunken
me when they were
debauchery.
bouncing me, basically.
Get out.
They'd kick you out politely.
Yes. Sorry, Padre. You gotta go. You're bad for business.
Killing the vibe.
That is fair.
So yeah, Shelly's just gonna pace.
All right, and eventually Will appears once again. And Will, when you get back, you see that Mr. Arcane is nowhere to be found, and Shelley is pacing the floor.
Did I miss something?
He read the note and vanished.
He read the
Yeah.
note. Will walks over and looks at the note.
And you read it. Do you need me to read it to you again, or do you
No, it's
remember
fine.
enough of it?
Nope,
Okay.
I remember enough of it.
And you don't disappear.
He did cast a spell on it, trying to
Seems
figure
unfair.
out stuff
That-
about it.
That's an important data point.
Yep. We need to go to the Inferno Room.
Yeah. God knows what they're doing to him. Okay, let's go. Open up another portal.
And Shelly goes right through it.
Oh, I wouldn't. He's not here to cast that spell. You need to stay within like 5 or 10 feet of me.
Now, you know where the Infernal Room is. So you could port outside of it.
Yes, I've never been in,
without
so-
any danger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, getting to New Orleans would have been, through the visions that you shared with them, so you can kind of pinpoint that, and Black Talon could have guided you and given you a destination.
Yeah, I figure once we were in the Dark Force dimension, Black Talon was very motivated to help us get back out again.
Yeah. So let's see here. So uptown, just west of Central Park, there's a street that the map forgot. Cobblestone slick with last night's rain, iron gas lamps that never seem to burn quite right. It's the kind of place that looks expensive but feels like a bruise. Nestled between a shuttered opera house and a crumbling Masonic lodge sits the Inferno Room, a Victorian manor with more windows than answers and ivy clinging to its bones like a lover who won't let go. The brass nameplate on the wrought iron gate is polished to a mirror shine. The Inferno Room. Not a club, not a speakeasy, an institution. There's two men in red tailcoats and white porcelain masks that stand at the doors, giving the kind of nod that says, you belong here, or you pretend real well. The folks that are in line, getting ready to go into the club, looks like there might be a dress code. White or black, and a mask to conceal your identity.
Disguise self.
You're already pretty much in white anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Step away from where they can see us and just look at everyone go. I hesitate to ask, but does anyone have a plan?
Kick down the door and get my man back?
So that's not a good plan.
I didn't say it was.
Okay. So does anyone else have a plan? Okay.
Shelly's just gonna walk for the front door.
I've
Can
got
we
a great
just, yeah, I think we'll just do that. I'm going to follow.
We'll just watch them. Just no, stop. Wait.
The two guys in
Yeah.
the red coats that are the bouncers up at the front, you basically, you're going past the line, right?
Yep, she's walking right past the line.
I'm going to go around back.
Okay. And one of the guys puts up his hand as you approach, and he says, "Sorry, lady, you got to get in line, and you're not dressed for the night. You probably better head on back home."
She flares her coat open, draws the khopesh, and her eyes light up with lightning, and she says, "Get out of the way."
All right. We're going to roll on the typical column for this fella. He got a 19. He says, "Right this way, man."
Praise sport.
And he looks at the big metallic man that's dressed in the newsboy hat, and he says, "I assume you're with her."
Just roll
Yes.
right in with like all the attitude in the fucking world.
All right.
Yep, I'm with her. Bye.
Anybody
Not
else? Anybody else joining the crew?
The plan get 'em group.
Father Thomas says, I'm going to go with the demon.
Okay.
That is the smart move.
Spartan, which way are you going? You're going around back or going through the front?
I'll go around back with the others.
Okay.
Should we be moved to a different map? Because I'm still on the funeral home map here.
Well, you're not inside the club just yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll bring
Oh,
you
you
in.
don't have an entire scale map of all of New York City? I'm sure that would load up just fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he does, and if you're not careful, he'll put it in, and our computers will all crash.
So remember, we had a Champions game. It had a map. One side was a crossroads in a city, an intersection in a city. The other side was a warehouse, and pretty much every adventure took place in either the same crossroads or inside the same warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tank and Bombshell, the two of you are pushing your way inside. And inside, the air in here is heavy with perfume and politics. It ain't just opulence, it's obsession. Blood-red velvet curtains frame the room like a stage set for a tragedy. The ceiling stretches high, painted frescoes of angels in free fall. A grand staircase curves up to a wraparound balcony where shadows lean close and whispers never die. At the center of the room, a round stage glows in red light, and behind it looms a massive arched doorway where the red light, this hellish red glow, pierces through, as though the world beyond the arch is always on fire. Tables line the room in a perfect circle, each one carved from black lacquered wood, inlaid with ivory in the shape of chess pieces, rooks, bishops, knights. And the patrons, they're dressed like nightmares that have a taste for fashion. Every man, every woman draped in either pure black or pristine white. Velvet gloves, silk scarves, bone-white cravats, and every face is masked. Domino masks, Venetian masks, plague doctor beaks, and cherubic smiles. A masquerade of secrets. Now, I said all of them were masks. There's a table that stands out among the rest. At the center of it all sits a man and his companions. This man, though, you can tell he's obviously in charge. He doesn't wear a mask. He doesn't need one. He's tall, lean, and his white hair is perfectly slicked back, and his pale skin practically glows beneath the soft red lights. His suit, tailored, bone-colored silk, no tie. He dares to be immaculate. His eyes, though, those burn. Not with heat, but with authority. To his right, lounging in a high-backed chair like a snake coiled in velvet, sits a man you know from the papers. A philanthropist and businessman, Sebastian Shaw. His long coat's buttoned to the throat, his receding hair pulled tight into a sharp ponytail. He watches with interest and hunger. Opposite of him, all shadow and smirk, is the aristocrat and political advisor to Wilson Fisk himself, known as Dorian Gray. The kind of beautiful that hurts to look at. Ageless, sharp-jawed, dressed in midnight satin, sipping absinthe like it's a penance. And across the table from him, dressed in pristine white, is a priest with an eye patch. Father Thomas, you know this guy. They call him Gabriel Rossetti, the devil hunter. His collar's tight, his gaze even tighter. He taps his fingers on the table like he's counting sins. And behind the man dressed in white, the guy in charge, unmoving, statuesque in the way that tombstones are statuesque, stands the beautiful monstrosity known as the Bride. You all know her. She's an actress in horror films, but few folks know the monster she portrays is so close to home. White corset, stitched skin, that unmistakable shock of lightning white hair curling skyward like the scream of a memory. She doesn't blink. She doesn't breathe. She simply waits. And in the Inferno room, everyone dances, even if they don't know the tune. As you all enter, a hush falls amongst the crowd, and the true heart of the Inferno room is laid bare. That table takes notice of Bombshell and Tank as they enter. And the man in white stands, and he puts a hand up and he says, "It's all right. It's all right. I see we have some unexpected guests. Please, won't you join me and my friends? Come. Band, what are you doing? Strike up the band, a lively tune. Let's welcome our guests in style." Now, for those of you in the back,
Yes.
you guys walk around the building and into the alley. The back of the building is filled with trash. There's a homeless guy sleeping by a dumpster. He doesn't wake as you pass. And you come to the back door of the building, a single door. There's a garage door next to it, both of them closed.
Spartan, if he wakes up, aerate him, please.
Priest will use his coloration to be able to do X-ray vision through the doors.
Sure.
Look inside.
Just inside, you can see that this is kind of the entrance to what appears to be the kitchen. There are probably about 5 figures inside, kind of moving furiously, loading up plates and so forth of food and filling up drinks and so forth back in that area. And beyond, you can see just a large room that is filled with probably 100, 150 people.
Take out that letter, and it said something specifically about saying something when no one was around to see it. I don't remember exactly what it was, though.
Yeah, let me grab that.
Sorry.
Come to the place where fire dances and crystal and velvet enter through the mouth of the inferno, but speak your reply where no eyes can see.
I feel like the mouth of the inferno is from the front. No eyes can see would be back here, so what's our reply?
Something about a woman in white too, right?
Yeah. A woman in white will be watching. We'll make a reason feat.
Oh, good. I'll spend karma because I'm lost.
87 will certainly do.
Okay.
More than likely, the way the letter reads, it was a way to summon her.
Probably a one-time use thing, though.
More than likely. Or at least directed specifically at Desmond, the Black Talon.
I come representing Desmond. We've come to bargain.
And you wait, and there is no reply, and nothing happens.
Hey, Will, while we're waiting, could you see what I'm seeing through my head? Because then you might can transport us somewhere that seems appropriate inside.
I can do that, yeah. I would like to try something with telepathy.
Huh?
I would like to try to kind of send out a telepathic pulse to see if anyone is watching us, paying attention,
Okay,
observing.
sure.
Okay. Is this a power stunt or?
Yeah, I think that would be.
I kind of figured it was, unfortunately. Okay. I'll spend the 100.
May your luck be better than mine.
Yeah. Okay, I'll spend the 100. And now we're going to behave ourselves. We're going to behave ourselves and we're going to do the thing we're supposed to do. And I'll spend karma. Nope.
Oof. 56. All right. Well, you can get it. I mean, just spend your 10
Yep, I'm spending the 10.
and your 100.
Yep, already did. That was painful. Okay.
Yep. Did that twice today.
I mean, you pick up the thoughts in this place. And I mean, there is the remnants of a touch of fear and panic that is kind of dissipating across the crowd, and they're slowly starting to kind of just come back into, you know, their evening. Something certainly just happened in there that caused them all to startle a bit.
That would be Shelly and Tank.
What? No.
I would like to use telepathy to see if I can find Hank's brain.
Okay. And with that roll, that's enough. He is not in here, at least that you can tell. Whether or not it's being masked or not, you don't know. but you do not sense his presence.
I can say this since Shelley's not here, but I don't sense Hank inside.
Really?
No. Either he's not in there or someone's hiding him. And if someone's hiding him, it's not someone we want to necessarily go against without being prepared.
Right. Darn the fact we don't have cell phones. Well, even though he's not in there, we have people who are, so.
Yeah, we've got to get him back out again.
Yeah. Do you see any good spots that might be worth getting us to?
This area up in here is kind of cloaked in darkness. There's not anybody standing up there. You might be able to port everybody else in unnoticed up there.
Is there a basement that Priest can see using his thingy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's that look like?
It's hard to make out. There are lots of square rooms that are centered around a larger center room in the middle of the basement.
That's where we want to go, but not right away, because I want people who are capable of getting stabbed and shot in between me and whatever is down there.
Now, I will say, as far as what he can see, mostly he's picking up like heat signatures and basic walls with his X-ray vision, right? So he can see a few figures inside some of these cubicles. In one of the cubicles, there is a figure that is kind of strung up almost as though he's on a cross. And another figure that is making a motion as though they are whipping this individual.
Yep.
In two of the other rooms, there are one room has about 6 individuals in there, all intertwined, playing a game of some sort of Twister or something of the like.
Yeah, clearly Twister.
Yeah, Twister. Yeah.
And then another room has a single couple that seem to be moving in conjunction with one another.
In flagrante delicto.
Oh, I know what's going on here.
I understood that reference.
All of this costs extra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's pop in at the shadow cloaked area up top.
Oh yes, yes.
And Priest turns 3 shades of red.
and when we come out, we'll use Dark Force to create a black opera mask over his face.
All right.
And just, a thin layer of shadow over all of his clothes, so he's dressed in black. Appropriate.
And as you are appearing up there on the balcony, Tank and Bombshell are moving to the table to speak with the man in white. So we'll cut back now to the conversation there at the table. And the man in white stands as you all approach and offers his hand.
I believe Shelley will actually. She'll take it, but she has got a very direct expression on her face.
Enchanté, my darling. And he brings your hand up to his mouth and kisses the back of your hand.
I'll be happy to shake your hand, but no kissing until you bought me dinner, okay?
Understood, my large friend. We don't get much of your type here, but it's a pleasure to host you here tonight. Now, you did come, unfortunately, uninvited, but somehow you found your way past my gentleman at the door. Certainly
He
you come...
recognized our intrinsic charm.
Well, certainly you come with business from the look on the lovely lady's face here. What is it that I can do for you? My apologies. Everyone calls me Mr. White. These are my companions. I'm sure you recognize some of them. Mr. Sebastian Shaw, here to my right. Father Gabriel, Dorian Gray, and of course, the infamous bride, my companion for the evening. Thank you, dear. Please, have a seat.
I will take a seat after sort of testing it to make sure it'll hold my weight.
These chairs
Yeah.
seem to be made of sterner stuff than you would think.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a problem with that in our bar, you know. I'm kind of hard on furniture. And I'll let Bombshell do the talking. I'm basically here to loom and look threatening.
Shelley will sheathe the blade, but she keeps it readily accessible.
Okay.
I'm
Spartan looks innocent, but holding her spear.
led to believe that there is someone who's being called the Queen of Demons who is somehow using this establishment, and that is my only lead for finding Hank Armstrong, Mr. Arcane, however you know him by.
Armstrong, yes. He's the owner of the Sanctum, correct?
Yes.
Ah, my competition. It's a shame that he and I have never crossed paths. You must be his singer, the Bombshell, yes?
Yes.
Well, one of these days, perhaps your lilting voice that I've heard so much about might grace this club. Would you be interested in that?
Maybe. Right now I'm only interested in one thing.
Well, I like a woman that comes straight to the point. You whispered a name that most would not know. You come asking questions about shadows, my dear. And as you know, here on Noir, shadows have rules. And in this city, in this life, you don't chase ghosts for free. So, you want information? What do I get in return?
What do you want?
What do you have?
You wanted my voice.
Ah, well,
It's really the most valuable thing I have, if I'm to be honest. I can perform here.
yes, a contract. I would be willing to settle for that. A month of your time. Away from the Sanctum, here at the Hellfire Club. Oh, I said it, didn't I? I'm sure you knew that already.
Yes.
Special engagements, just like the one here tonight. It would only be 4 performances, not too much of your time. Once a week. Starting at the beginning of next month.
As long as you get me what I need.
Dorian, if you would be so kind, would you please have Celine draw up the papers? And Dorian Gray stands and takes his leave and goes through one of the back doors kind of close to the stage.
Shelly is grinding her teeth.
Now, let's get down to business, shall we? You want to know about the Queen of Demons. She goes by many names, but the one that she answers to is Lilith. Old as desire, older than war. She's no street corner necromancer, no stage magician peddling snake oil. She is a force, as ancient as betrayal and twice as bitter. You're correct, I hosted her here briefly. She requisitioned the room. The staff made themselves scarce. Even Shaw held his tongue that night. And Shaw sneers but says nothing. The bride speaks, and her voice is deeper and more gravelly than she appears on the silver screen. She brought the cold with her. Perfume of jasmine and grave dirt. I rather liked it. She made a deal with this actual necromancer, this Mr. Drew, the Black Talon. Payment for services, warm bodies and cold flesh. She seeks children, her children, not metaphor, not symbol, not poetry. My understanding, she's building a brood, and to host them, she needs living vessels. But she also needs an army of corpses to die in their place. The dead are cheaper, easier to come by, less likely to ask questions. Gabriel speaks. There are 3 stories. Maybe they're all true. Maybe none of them are. One claims she was heaven's first traitor, wife to the Lightbringer, cast down in pride. Another claims she was made alongside Adam, equal, not lesser. Left him when he wanted a servant instead of a partner. And the third, bloodlines older than myth. Sisters with names the dust remembers. Fathers lost to flames. All fascinating bedtime stories, but I'm not in the business of telling tales unless I get something in return. And you have provided that for me tonight. So, here is a little crumb. If she's building an army, she'll need more than the odd corpse from a back alley or funeral party. She'll need scale. Cemeteries, old ones, deep ones, perhaps forgotten ones. That is where your next act plays out.
And if we ruined her little lieutenant?
Ruined her little, I'm sorry, you said lieutenant?
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Speaking of the Black Talon.
Yeah.
The Black Talon, I believe, was simply a pawn to get her what she needed, which was the bodies to begin with. And those missing persons. Now, perhaps if you've cut him off before he's able to complete the deal, you might be able to circumvent the resurrection of her children.
But you still think the cemetery?
That's where I would go.
Thank you. Next week, you said?
Next week, yes. Just whatever you do, be careful. Keep pulling at the devil's thread long enough. Eventually, it starts pulling back.
Well, I guess we'll see. And I guess she just gets up, looks at Tank.
Okay, I nod and follow her.
Head out.
Okay.
Okay.
Surprising.
We just see them
She's
get up
like
and
so
leave?
shocked. I'm like, I was all set to kill like 40, 50 people.
I can't express how much money I would have lost on that working. You sure you don't want to go downstairs and check out what's going on down there, priest?
No, I'll wait until they come back to the church for
Okay.
confession.
They come back to the church.
For
I'll see the
confession.
confessional.
They've got some stuff to go over now.
I know. You want to get us out of here?
Yeah. I'll get us back outside.
Thank you.
All right,
By the way,
so
Chris,
yeah.
this is a really awesome setting.
Ah, you like that?
Yeah,
Yep,
you did
It's
a
pretty
great
cool,
job.
isn't it?
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So the Reclaimers know their way around this city pretty well. And he spoke of cemeteries, and there are 5 that would be within the range of the area where the missing have been have gone missing. You've got Greenwood, Maple Grove, Calvary, Trinity, and Woodlawn. Each one of them is old enough to remember the sound of horses on cobblestones. He mentioned old cemeteries. And they're all quiet enough to keep the secrets in the soil.
Start closest, I guess.
Closest one to the Inferno room.
Which one's the biggest one?
The biggest is probably Calvary. The closest one would probably be Greenwood.
Let's just blip between them. Get there quickly, check things out, move on to the next one. But I'd say we start largest to smallest if she needs to do it at scale.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I will ask, since my character would be likely to go to cemeteries with fair frequency, is there anything that he would bring to this conversation that would be worth checking into from his general vision?
You can make a reason feat.
Okay. Should I add the theology on there?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I don't think I'll call karma for this one.
Oh,
And-
welcome
yeah.
to the team.
Now I'm a true reclaimer.
That's right.
The ought something crew
Cool beans.
ought to roll better.
Since all of these are as old as they are, many of them are full. And they're all pretty sizable. But yes, Calvary is the largest of all of them. So, Will was correct in his assumption there. As far as anything else that you would know that would be going on in places like this, this is the place where the dead are buried. And maybe, over the years, all of you have had a few little experiences there because shit happens at cemeteries when you're in the paranormal investigation game. But nothing stands out more than any of the others. They all have their dark secrets.
Sounds good.
Make our way through them.
All right.
Well, at least I like the name Cavalry. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, you end up going to Cavalry first. And it's familiar territory for you all. Row after row of weather-worn angels, broken gates, mausoleums, all wrapped in ivy. And kind of begin to poke around. Is there anything specifically that you want to do when you get to one of these cemeteries? Is there other than just kind of snooping?
I would like to try to use telepathy to see if I can find Hank's brain.
Gotcha, go for it.
And Shelly is going to fly straight up in the air and look around. Actually, she doesn't need to. She's got Bobby to do that.
I will call Karma.
Okay.
I'll take it to
72.
red.
Okay. Now, once again, you don't sense Hank here.
Mhm.
It's pretty late at night at this point. So probably 11:30. And you would not expect there necessarily to be anyone here, but you do sense the presence of two individuals alive
Mhm.
within the cemetery.
I will tell Shelly to see if she can send Bobby over to take a look.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
So my Raven,
Mhm.
did it go with me or is it still with them?
The Raven went with you.
Okay.
Giant freaking raven.
Now he
Yep.
was small.
Oh.
He can get big, but he was small. He was small at the moment.
Lilith is going to be terribly annoyed at the mess that giant bird's going to make of her place. Yeah, send Bobby around and get eyes on area of interest. See if there's anything to be seen.
All right. So Bobby flies around and kind of hones in on an area where he sees light first and then movement. And the light that he sees are what appear to be flashlights that are just moving throughout the cemetery, both close together, seeming to be searching for something. And with his eagle eye, he hones in on these two figures that are dressed in trench coats. One,
Stacy and Watanabe.
what's that?
Stacy and Watanabe.
Well, no, but
Okay.
male and female.
Okay.
And one has a jawline that could cut glass, the male. And then the woman, wearing a fedora just like her partner,
The reporters.
has no, not the
Oh,
reporters.
okay.
You've not seen these folks before.
Okay.
At least to your memory. But she's got kind of a shoulder length like red hair.
Okay.
And like the mother of all demons that we were talking about.
It's her. Get
It's
her.
her, get her! It's a redhead.
Is there no soul?
Hey,
Yeah. He's got plenty of souls. He's collected tons.
that's right. One for each freckle, baby.
But they are poking around at the graves here. Not really necessarily looking at the gravestones themselves, but looking for something or someone.
We'll have Bobby gonna like kind of fly down and land on a headstone nearby to catch the reflected backlight from the flashlights, so Shelly can see their faces.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you don't recognize either of these
Okay.
two.
And then she's kind of like zoned out as she's looking through Bobby's eyes. Says, 2 people looking for something. Flashlights. I don't know I don't know what they're looking for, but they might be useful. We can check on them
What section are they in?
over there.
Yeah, they just were walking down the steps from a large mausoleum into the main graveyard.
Shelly will lead the way to intercept.
And I'm going to make a quick roll for one of these folks just to see if he notices the eagle that landed on the tombstone nearby.
What do you mean eagles aren't nocturnal?
And he says, Scully, do you see that?
No.
Oh, that's
no,
cool.
she really is. She really is a demoness.
That's cool. That's cool.
And he shines his flashlight on Bobby. And she says, Mulder, those things are not really supposed to be here. It is real, right? I am seeing that. Yes, Mulder, you're seeing it. And you're hearing this all through, Bobby's senses, right? And as they're, shining their flashlights on this American Eagle, the group of you now, I guess, are approaching from behind, and they quickly kind of spin around and shine their flashlights and draw their guns as you approach. And Mulder, the gentleman,
The gentleman with the jawline.
with the jawline, quickly kind of puts the gun down and he says, holy crap. Well, if it isn't Manhattan's most haunted celebrities. And he points at you, the Reclaimers, right?
Afraid you have us at a
Yep.
disadvantage.
Sorry, Fox Mulder, this is Agent Scully. We're with the FBI. Hey, just,
Does the FBI usually poke around in places like this?
well, the two of us do. But hey, I gotta say, listen, big fan. I've read all the files, impressive stuff. What, Amulet of Pazuzu, Lament Configuration, Necronomicon, that was you guys, right?
Do we still have all our memories of that, of our lives on like normal, non-noir Earth?
It's similar but different. And I will say that all the stuff that's centered around the Eden mechanism did not happen, but everything else leading up to that did. And then
Okay.
Priest, you weren't a part of that in the other reality, but in this reality you were. Okay.
Cool. I've been here the whole time, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like Dawn on Buffy.
oh shit, I've gone cross-eyed.
And Shelly will hold up her hand. And Bobby will come fly over and land on it.
But
What brings you guys here tonight?
well, I mean, the big fellow over there, Tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, big fan. You all, of all people, would find this really interesting. And Scully says, Mulder. No, it's okay. We can trust him.
Obviously.
Artifacts have gone missing. Not small
Mm.
stuff, like high security museum pieces. Ritualistic importance.
Which ones?
Something called the Eye of Belasco, stolen from the Metropolitan Museum of Occult Antiquities. The Blackstone.
I bet the field trips for like 5th graders to that museum are really cool.
The Blackstone of Mu not like cow moo, but
Emu.
emu moo,
Brr.
is taken from the Whitman Foundation vault. The mirror of Nagari disappeared during a fire at the Museum of Arcane Studies. The Dagger of Nine Lives, lifted from a private exhibit at Hellgate University, and a copy of the Codex Asmodee, stolen from the Vatican archives, allegedly brought to the city by smugglers.
Wow.
That's a laundry list right there.
Yeah.
A different version of Will would have something to say about this.
That sounds like Lilith's shopping list if I've ever heard it.
Well, and we've got an eye on the guy that we think that is probably behind all of this. Y'all heard of the crime boss known as the Hood? And yes, his reputation precedes him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bad doobie.
I just saw something about him,
Well,
in a newspaper, a 6-part series.
I've been following this guy for a while, and I think he's gotten his hands on something that's maybe just as powerful, if not more powerful, than some of the items that I just mentioned. But I think
What's
these thefts are part of a larger summoning or resurrection effort. Maybe not his, maybe someone else's.
Guys, this sounds like it's pertinent.
It does.
Yeah.
So what brought you specifically to this graveyard? Why are you here at this time of night?
Well, my understanding is the Hood and his crew tend to do their business in places like this. Late at night, nobody else around. This is the perfect place for a meet if you don't have a base of your own. And this guy was pretty small time for a good long time, but all of a sudden he stepped up his game.
That would be. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's making money hand over fist. And he was always into smuggling shit. But with all of this stuff going missing, and this apparent, like, he was called the Hood for a long time. But he's, the Hood has always been kind of his, like, go-to as far as his overall look. But the few photos that I've been able to snatch from some of the local papers that they've gotten of this guy, he's wearing something different. And I can't put my finger on it, but it's not, it ain't right, if you know what I mean. I've seen it before, but I can't place where. But it looks like it's, if you ask me from the pictures, it looks like it's stitched out of flesh.
Hey, Will, can you do a screen grab?
Okay. Well. Lovely.
Stitch out of flesh.
Oh, that
Yep.
goes along with all the other artifacts and things.
Is it a mask? Is it a cape? Like what is it that's stitched out of flesh?
Yeah, it's a long cape with a hood.
Okay.
You have a picture?
I can kind of imagine it pretty well.
Not with me, no. But I can probably
just picture it for a minute in your head.
He looks over at Scully, and Scully shrugs.
Irma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you
Okay.
go.
You got a good picture of it.
He's very open-minded.
I will share it with the rest of the group.
Now, what you're
Oh,
seeing
that's
is
gross. That's gross.
is completely in black and white, because you're just seeing a series of photographs, and all of the photos in this time period are just black and white, and this world is mostly black and white, but with touches of color when it's important. But there's no color to this. But it looks leathery for sure. And the photographs of this time period are not high definition. But you could easily, see kind of the stitching pattern to it, and it's definitely kind of a patchwork cloak. And Scully says, Mulder always gets these revelations in his brain, and there's nothing that I can say that can shake it loose. Once he gets his sights set on something, then he's going down without it. Yes, sir. Sorry. I had a visitor at my door there. I got momentarily distracted.
No problem.
All right. Well,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Well, it's good that he's got you to be there with him through it. You both think eye of one another. Be each other's shepherds.
Mulder says, shepherds. You hear that? See? You're my shepherd. She says, and you're the lamb to the slaughter.
Well,
What were you going to say, Shelley?
they're not here, so we've got to keep moving.
Agreed.
Yep.
You all
Thank
looking
you.
for something else?
Yeah.
Missing person.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've heard about those. I've been kind of keeping an eye on that. What you got?
Mr. Arcane.
Mr. Arcane is one of the missing?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that ain't good.
I turned around for 5 minutes.
It's a very recent development.
He up and vanished right in front of me.
We visited one of the locations, just out of curiosity and common courtesy to the local PD. Voodoo ritualistic symbols everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
It's not real common here, especially
Oh,
here
no.
on the Isle of Manhattan.
Nope. And we could tell you more if you want to come with us, but clock's ticking.
He turns to Scully. Ooh, can I go? Can I go? She's like, Mulder, we have our own investigation that we're conducting right now. I think you've told them enough already. The last thing you need to do is to go with a bunch of super types and then get your head blown off.
I open up a portal.
And then you all go.
Yeah.
You got a business
And then
card?
they continue to argue.
I just figured when the portal opened, he would make grabby hands at it. She would have to hold him back. So,
I mean, what does Scully do in a world where, an 8-foot tall guy made out of metal just wanders, around? It's like, what
How do you be a skeptic? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
How
no.
do you be a skeptic in that world?
she offers a scientific explanation for it.
That's right.
He was experimented on by a
A Nazi
by a super
scientist.
scientist. Exactly.
Makes perfect sense.
Perfectly rational.
That makes sense.
Nazi super science. I should have known.
Oh, and I just realized I didn't bring you all to the map that you were just on, did I?
Boo.
So I did actually have a map for this. So if you want to see Mulder and Scully in their 1940s garb,
Yeah.
I'm pulling you over right now. You just hover over their little tokens, and then you can see them.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, hello, Scully.
Hello, Scully.
Hank's like, why did it take you so long to come get me? It's like, well, there was Scully.
It was the FBI. We had to.
Shelley got
Answer
distracted by
questions.
Scully.
Yeah, I don't know if you all have the special list between you and your significant other, but Scully's definitely on my list.
Gillian Anderson is on many lists, including my ex-girlfriend.
All right, so you open up a portal, head to the next cemetery, correct?
Indeed.
Yep.
All right.
It's the next most populous necropolis.
Wow.
I see what you
Okay.
did there.
10 karma points for you, sir. That was a good ride. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so you pop around from cemetery to cemetery, and end up at Woodlawn. And once you arrive at Woodlawn, the air changes. This definitely ain't a place just for the dead anymore. The statues cry rust, and the vines wrap tighter as you approach. And tonight, the dead hum in their cradles, and you hear it before you see it, chanting like a heart murmur, pulsing under the fog. And then you see her, Lilith, a woman carved from alabaster, her jet black hair tangled with bone charms. She stands atop a crumbling staircase, arms outstretched, and at her feet lie the missing, about a dozen of them, bound and unconscious. And around the missing, you see shadows that move in time with her words. And I'll kind of name them for you here that are in the center of the map here for you. You've got Blackout, a chalk white Nosferatu-looking fellow in a weathered trench coat, teeth too long, eyes red-rimmed, burning like dying coals. You've got Coven, a crimson demoness with human faces stitched across her bodysuit like trophies, each one twisted in terror. Deathwatch, lean and deliberate, red death mask, eyes behind it flicker like candle flames. Shriek, wild eyes, pale skin, and a body wrapped in skin-tight leather. Her scream cuts like glass and madness. And I forgot to put one out there. Mr. Hyde, a brute in a bowler hat. Looks like meat stuffed into a suit 2 sizes too small. Smiles with his fists. The Armorer, hulking pink flesh, fresh like fresh butcher meat, carries a pair of weapons that are part cleavers, part executioner axes. And then finally, Freak. Not even sure if that one's human. Patchwork limbs, eyes where eyes don't belong. Slithers more than walks. And then standing next to Lilith is a very familiar face. One that you saw earlier tonight and have seen every night for the past decade or so. Standing in unison with the Mother of Demons is Mr. Arcane. And I think we'll leave that as your cliffhanger for next episode.
There's no light left to borrow, and no heroes here tomorrow, just a girl with